Hello, how's it going, guys? This is Sal117 and I'm doing a video talking about a certain Spider-Man show. Now this is a Spider-Man show that a lot of people haven't talked about or don't even know it exists. And this is one of those shows that I actually grew up with watching and I actually really enjoyed as a kid. And it is called Spider-Man Unlimited. Now, Spider-Man Unlimited was originally planned as Spider-Man 2099 from the comic books, but unfortunately for some reason they changed it to Spider-Man Unlimited. Now, the Spider-Man Unlimited originally aired in 1999 and ended in 2001. And the show has the show was running for like one season, and it has 13 episodes and only one season. And the reason for that is I don't know why it was cancelled, but probably it didn't sell enough toys or something. And the show was actually pretty good for the most part, but the show is, when I first time watched it, I thought it was a continuation of Spider-Man the Animated Series, one of my favorite Spider-Man shows I watched since that actually introduced me to said character of Spider-Man, including Sam Raimi's movies. But the Spider-Man the Animated Series was the one that started all my introduction to Spider-Man, my love for Spider-Man, and everything else. And Spider-Man Unlimited was actually a very interesting show. First off, they got a different voice actor for Spider-Man. I don't know a lot of voice actors, a lot of actor names, so I apologize if I don't name all of them. So basically, what the story is about Spider-Man Unlimited. Basically, we have Peter Parker at NASA, and J. Jonah Jameson at NASA taking pictures of J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson, taking a launch to counter Earth. Basically, the scientists of our Earth discovered some kind of portal or a dimensional rift that can travel to another galaxy that has like a atmosphere and a world similar to our Earth, and it's called Counter Earth. Jameson launches, but before that, Spider-Man senses that Venom and Carnage are on board. Now, this is my biggest question: is how the heck Spider-Man is sensing Venom and Carnage, considering that Venom was originally Spider-Man's host, so it makes no sense, but whatever. So basically, Spider-Man tries to stop Venom and Carnage, but unfortunately for Spidey, they have new powers, and Spider-Man is not prepared for that. So Venom and Carnage throw Spider-Man out of the shuttle and get on board on Jameson's shuttle, John Jameson's shuttle, and for some reason they can't get communication because presumably John Jameson died during the launch, and people blaming Spider-Man for it, even though he was not even on board the inside the ship, so he could do any damage. He just parachuted down. So basically the entire city of New York are hating Spider-Man and blaming for the fact that John Jameson, J. Jonah Jameson's son, is dead. So basically, Spider-Man is now hated by New York, and now in New York is presumed dead because some firefighters try to kill him or something. I don't know, I haven't watched the show for a long time, so I tried to remember everything I can from the show. So basically, we later on find out that John Jameson is still alive on Counter Earth, and it sends a distress signal, but it's very blurred out. So Peter decides, like, you know what, if I want to clear my name as Spider-Man, then Spider-Man needs to save J. Jonah Jameson, and he realizes, shit, my costume is destroyed, so I'm gonna make a new one. So he has a new costume in the show in Spider-Man Unlimited, and let me tell you, this is like the best looking Spider-Man suit of all time. And even though the cape is a weird addition to Spider-Man, but the suit itself is just looks really amazing. It basically kind of reminds me of a combination of symbiote Spider-Man and the Spider Carnage symbiotes like put together and make this suit. And I always thought that when he mentioned that he has like anti-symbiote devices, basically when the symbiote bonds with him, he can be bonded with the symbiote or something. But the reason is that Spider-Man has new gadgets, like he has Sonic Disruptor that presumably can back off the symbiotes. If you guys don't know, symbiotes are very weak to very loud noise, so Sonic Disruptors are the only thing that can keep symbiotes at bay. So Spider-Man goes to counter Earth, and also presumably Peter Parker as well. So they go to counter Earth, and we learned that in counter Earth things are not looking well. Basically, in this counter Earth there are people called bestials living in there. Basically animals morph into human beings, like human hybrids or something, and it is because of one person called High Evolutionary, and because of him he tries to take over the world. He wants to eliminate all human race, and basically John Jameson is the leader of the human resistance that fights the bestials, and Spider-Man joins the human resistance, even though the bestials confuse Spider-Man as a bestial because of his name, like Spider-Man. Like it is well, you can confuse that. So yeah. But another thing I really like is that you can't unmask Spider-Man. Spider-Man's suit doesn't like the old suit doesn't let you unmask Spider-Man. Basically, the entire suit is like morphed and like basically fused with Spider-Man Peter's skin, because the suit is made of microscopic machines. They're not machines, son. Basically, some people are maybe gonna make that joke, but Spider-Man Unlimited was. One thing I really liked about Spider-Man Unlimited the most is the animation. It made me feel like I was watching like a comic book on itself. Like it uses traditional art, and it feels like I'm watching a comic book because the entire style of the show feels like a comic book, and you don't see that much from other cartoons. The only cartoons that I believe the only shows that did that kind of style is the Spider-Man the animated series, the X-Men animated series, and probably Batman the animated series, and maybe Superman the animated series, but that's far as they can go, because other shows used more computers than traditional art, but you guys know technology involves yada yada. Basically, Spider-Man Unlimited is like set in a dystopian Earth, and Spider-Man needs to stop both the High Evolutionary from taking over the world, and also the symbiotes from taking over the world. Now, a lot of people say it's kind of cliche, but the one thing is really confusing me is the symbiote plot. Like they call there's something called the synoptic, like they're trying to breed or expand the entire symbiote race, but it is never truly explained what the synoptic really is. Like I haven't watched the show for a long while, so I might need to rewatch it, but the show can be pretty dark, because some episodes, like there is one of the resistance. I like one thing I like that each of the resistance members have like a backstory told for each of their own episodes, so you can learn more about these characters, what they've gone through, what they have lost, and what happened to them. And you don't see that is really interesting, because it is explained why why the humans don't like bestials, and why the bestials don't like humans, because High Evolutionary basically told lies about humans being disgusting, they don't deserve to live and whatnot, and basically it's kind of like I can't even say it, but this is one of those shows that is really underrated and hasn't seen the light of day. There was actually a planned season 2, but unfortunately, like I said, the show was cancelled in a season 1 cliffhanger, and goddammit, you guys know I really hate these kind of endings, especially when you cancel a show and it has a cliffhanger ending, because in the end of the episode, I actually remember that High Evolutionary was defeated by Spider-Man, and Venom and Carnage symbiotes were extracted from Cassidy and Brock, and when you learn that because Venom and Carnage are not bonded with Eddie and Carnage, the Synoptic is not being controlled, it's not being handled very well, so basically it becomes like a disrupting lava of the symbiotes or something, and it just explodes and probably infects the entire world or city of both bestials and humans. But it was never resolved or even concluded what actually happened. Did Spider-Man and Jonah Jameson escape from Counter-Earth and gone back to the regular Earth or not? And like I said, there was a planned season 2, but it was never really continued. And yeah, this is kind of like my review of Spider-Man Unlimited. Now there is a Spider-Man Unlimited, it is a mobile game, but unfortunately it's not the same thing as the TV show. A lot of people don't remember the TV show because the TV show is kind of old and it's not very talked much about it. Because the show is like a lot of people think it's kind of rip off of Batman Beyond. I think there was like a competition between Spider-Man and Batman back in the 90s, where which show was better, and basically Spider-Man Unlimited. A lot of people might have complained that Spider-Man Unlimited was basically a copy and pasted version of Batman Beyond the TV series. And yeah, I do love Batman Beyond. When I always watch these shows, especially when I first time played Ratchet and Clank games, I fell in love with this space, other planets, settings, basically galactic travel things, future settings and whatnot, because really interesting is how things turn out for the future. When I see the future, I always see like the apocalypse or something like that, but we can see a dystopian future where things are different, and there are flying cars and whatnot, and I always find that interesting, especially when they're playing Ratchet and Clank games. I can explore new worlds, I can see new things, and basically feel like, oh my god, I feel like I entered this new planet. Oh my god, what other new things are on this other planet? And I always find that interesting in Ratchet and Clank games, and especially when I watch also TV shows that have this kind of dystopian future kind of setting. And this is one of those reasons why I actually kind of enjoyed Motor City, because there is a dystopian future and also the regular past or present timeline, and basically the resistance tries to stop the bad guy and whatnot. But I haven't watched Motor City fully, so I don't know much about the show, but I heard it was unfortunately cancelled by Disney. Yeah, fakes Disney. But yeah, Spider-Man Unlimited. What do you guys think of Spider-Man Unlimited? Have you seen it? What do you guys think of the show itself? And if you enjoyed this short review, then click the like button, subscribe if you guys really want to, and I will see you guys later or whatever.